If we can like shift our angle, friends, we can totally change our thinking. Is that when we're focusing on ourselves, we aren't serving people well. Stay focused on your ideal person and how you can help him or her. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Just returning from being off and at our home in Florida, bougie on the beach, for the last 8 days. It was glorious. It was glorious. Listen, if you are stressed out in your business, if you are in need of inspiration, if you are feeling burned out, if you need to make some big decisions about business, I cannot express to you enough how good a change of scenery is. Doesn't have to be a vacation, doesn't have to be to another state. It can be to a bed and breakfast in the town that you live in. It can be spending an afternoon in the park. It can be going to see your sister at her house for a weekend. But changing what you see every day changes what you think about. It changes the way you see things. And so I know I have a whole podcast on this somewhere. I'll try to make sure it's in the show notes about just like why I think getting out of our daily routine and getting out of our home where we spend the majority of the time and getting out of our office, getting out of our business is so important for the future of your business. So there's that. So I came back, excited to be back in my office today, excited to be recording a podcast for you. So today I'm going to be talking just a little bit about a conversation I had with some women at a live event that I just did in Dallas. So big shout out to Texas. Total side note. So other than Kansas City and surrounding towns in Kansas City, like Overland Park, my biggest demographic of followers on social media comes from Texas. Isn't that wild? It's from Dallas, Houston, and I can't think of what the other one. There was 3 big Texas towns. And I think that's so interesting. And I don't know if it's because do I come off as Southern? I don't know. I know that like for a while people used to tell me it's because of your big hair. Because I live by the adage that the bigger the hair, the closer to God. But I don't know what it is, but welcome, Texas people. So anyway, I'm in Texas. We're doing a live event. Usually I save all of my live events only for the women in my mastermind, but I wanted to try something different. And we were finishing my Better Way program, and I wanted to see what would happen if we tried to teach that program live in 2 days. So it was fabulous. We had the most amazing time. If one of you ladies, and we had one husband that was there, if you guys are listening to this, just know that my team and I talked about it afterwards about how that's probably one of the easiest events that we've ever put on, but also felt the most impactful. Like we really helped get women from a place of being stuck to actually making some forward progress. So it just blessed my socks off for those of you that were there. So thank you for that. And so an amazing time. I'm getting ready now to host an event in a couple of weeks for the women who are in my mastermind to be coming to Kansas City. So that's not what this is about though. Anyway, so we're in Dallas and we're talking with some of the women in the room about launching their one-on-one coaching or launching their membership group or launching their course. Those are like the 3 main things that I teach people how to do. And so it's always interesting to me that the strategy comes easier so often than the mindset, because I can teach strategy, all day long. You need to do this first, and then you need to make your Facebook page, and then you need to pick a price, and then you need to pick a name and all the things like, I can do that. But if a woman like in her very core doesn't believe that she should be working, that she's worthy of making money, that the talent or gift that God has given her is okay to be charging for, like if that is not settled, then the strategy doesn't matter at all, right? So we were talking about some things in terms of like launching, and one of the women in particular who was talking, she said something along the lines of, I'm just like, I'm scared. I'm like, what are you scared about? I'm scared it's going to fail. And I've been so stuck and I just can't seem to figure things out. And so I was like, okay, all right, hang on just a second. And I told her like in absolute love that I just wanted to take a pause because she wasn't the first woman in the room that I'd heard this from in the course of 2 days. And so what I wanted to do was take a pause and just point out to her like how many times in that 1 minute of her telling me why she hadn't launched up to now, she talked about and it was, I'm so scared and I'm so nervous and I don't know what I'm doing and I'm stuck and can't seem to figure things out. And I told her like, I was not trying to be offensive at all. I just was trying to get people in the room to see something from a different angle. Because if we can like shift our angle, friends, we can totally change our thinking. And by the way, hopefully, I am a certified life coach. I did get my certification. I went through a whole lot of months of training and a whole lot of dollars to be certified as a life coach. And so I know how important it is, the thoughts that we think in determining the next steps that we take. Okay. Because your thoughts determine your feelings, which determine your actions, which give you the results. Can I do that again? Your thoughts determine your feelings, which determine your actions, which give you the results. And so if you're thinking, stuck, I'm nervous, I'm scared, then that's going to make you feel what? Inadequate, lesser than, ridiculous, petrified. And so then what is the action? Well, of course you stay stuck. So it should be of no shock to anybody that if you are saying, even to yourself, just mentally, not saying it out loud, that I am so scared, I'm so nervous, I'm so stuck, I'm not sure, I can't figure things out. Like, it's no wonder that you get stuck. Okay. And so I want you to imagine being stuck as like circling, because some of you that have been listening to my podcast for a long, long time, thank you, by the way, but you've been circling like the same issue for a hot minute. You've had the same thing in your business popping up over and over for years. You're still thinking about launching something, still thinking about how to get out of that, 9 to 5 that you hate or whatever. And so what happens is something has to come in and disrupt the spiral. Otherwise, it just continues to go. But it's almost like when you were little, did you ever ride a bicycle? And did you ever put a card like in the spokes of your bike? And usually, it's still, the wheel's still going around. It's like, fa, 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 fa. But every once in a while, somebody put like a piece of cardboard or something and it just stops your tire immediately, right? Well, that's what we need to stop the spiral of, I'm so scared, I'm so nervous, I don't know. We call that a spirit of hand wringing, that like, I'm just not sure. Well, the thing is, nobody's sure. I'm getting ready to launch something brand new in my business, literally in the next 48 hours. I'm not sure. I have the same thoughts as the rest of you. I don't know. Will anybody buy it? I don't know. Can I fulfill it? I'm not sure. Can I deliver what I'm promising them? Gosh, I hope so, but I don't know. I have the same thoughts that you do. Okay. So what I want to point out is that we have to have a different thought in order to feel different, in order to behave different, in order to get a different result. Okay. So we've got to change our thoughts. And so here's what I was explaining to the ladies in the room in Dallas. Okay. That when we are so focused on us, on ourselves, on our discomfort, our fear, my feelings, my thoughts, my concerns, all those things, it's no wonder that we can't get out of that we're spiraling. And here's what I really want you to understand is that when we're focusing on ourselves, we aren't serving people well at all. When we're focused just on us and our feelings, then we're not focusing on what is it that our client or potential client needs. And so we have to take our eyes off of ourselves and think about the needs of our client. Okay. So let's say you're serving people. I'm thinking about some of the women that were in Dallas, and they were just amazing, by the way. But we have a woman there, the Diva of DIY. So she is helping women learn how to use power tools. Power tools. Words are hard. Okay. So if Leanne were to just sit and think, and by the way, she's not, you're going to see her group and her course coming up real soon. But if she was just thinking, well, I don't know about launching. I don't know about this. I'm so scared. Well, there's a whole group of women out there who need to understand how to use power tools so they don't whack their hand off, so that they're able to build something in their house, so that they're able to get so comfortable, like Leanne is, with a power tool that they're able to build things. And by them building things, they can put food on their own table. They can get out of relationships that are horrible for them because now they've got an income coming in. Like there's a ripple effect, friends. I'm thinking about one of the women in the room who used to be an attorney, and she is helping women who are newly divorced go through that first year and figure out what their needs are and get into a community and all of the things. Now, if she stays wrapped up in her own head, if she stays in that place of, I don't know, I'm so scared, I can't figure it out, I'm so nervous, I'm not sure, who pays for that? Because somebody always pays for us being stuck, whether it is potential clients or whether it's our spouse who can feel us being stuck or whether it's our kids who are watching. Somebody's always paying in addition to us paying for us being stuck. So if she's all wrapped up in her own head about I, then she's forgetting this whole group of women who are just newly divorced, who are still grieving, who need a community, who need somebody to take their hand and be like, honey, I know it stings right now. You will breathe naturally again. You will get past this. You will those women are missing out on that. And so we have to take our eyes off of ourselves. Yes, even when we're scared. Yes, even when we're stuck. Because if we can start instead thinking of us and think of our potential clients, that changes everything. Because now when my thought is, you know what, there are women out there who need to launch a coaching group. And I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to focus on their needs. Then that changes everything. Then I feel like spurred on. I feel motivated by something other than my own emotions. When I think about like you ladies, and I'm thinking about what you need, it helps me to get out of bed in the morning and get into my chair and start coaching and do all the things, even if I'm nervous, even if I'm scared, even if I've never done it before. Does that make sense? And listen, I am so convinced that we cannot forget that there are people out there who need what we have in order to get their breakthrough. And they're not going to get their breakthrough until we have done the work of breaking through. Does that make sense? Let me give you a perfect example. My first business coach was Sandy Krakowski years ago when she, and congratulations, Sandy, by the way, she just literally closed down her business coaching in the last month. And I'm super happy for her because she's done it for over a decade. So she was my first business coach. And she helped me to just see things from a different perspective. She helped me to launch my programs. She helped me to realize the potential that I had. She helped me realize that in spite of myself, I had something where I could be a blessing to other people. And so she cheerleaded the heck out of me. I hope that I do that for my clients. But here's what I know. If Sandy had not gone through the effort to think differently, to think of her clients, to get past herself, to get out of her way, to get unstuck, to disrupt the spiral. If she had not done that work, she probably wouldn't have been coaching. I wouldn't have been in that room. And then I wouldn't have gotten the breakthrough that I got through her that has led me to being in front of you right now. And if I hadn't gotten my breakthrough, then I wonder how many of the 20,000 women that I've coached at this point also would not have gotten a breakthrough. Not because I'm so great. It has nothing to do with that, but it's because it's a domino effect, friends. And so if you are in a spiral of, I just can't seem to get anything off the ground, I'm just so stuck, I'm just so whatever. In order to get out of that, what you want is it for it to be a domino effect. And you want to look at people that have gone before you and you want to see what they did. You want to take their advice. You want to start modeling things after them. And I guarantee you, if you will do the work and get your eyes off of yourself and the eyes off of who you could serve, as soon as you get your breakthrough, then you can start helping other people get their breakthrough. Because sometimes people, they've got to see you fight your own giants so that they know what it looks like to fight their own. I think that's a Sarah Jakes Roberts quote right there. So listen, I fully believe that God expects us, there is scripture to back this up. God fully expects us to steward the gifts that he has given us on this side of heaven. He does. He's given us skills, talents, things, and he expects us to steward those well. I believe that God fully expects us to use and steward those gifts well, regardless of how we feel, regardless of if I feel stuck or I feel scared or whatever. Like, fear isn't an out. Fear does not release you from your calling. Being stuck isn't like a chicken exit. Being stuck is not like an escape door. Okay, so I encourage you, get your eyes off of yourself and start thinking about others, the people you would be serving, about the sweet, precious woman that you could be helping right now. And I promise you, it'll get you unstuck quickly. There are so many Bible scriptures, if you need to go Google them, do, on serving others or putting others above ourselves. I know in Galatians 5, it talks about serving one another humbly in love. We're supposed to, imitate Jesus, who served all of us so well by laying down his life for us, right? And so if you'll focus on others above yourself, I promise you things will shift in your business. So quit focusing on all the things that you can or can't do. Stay focused on your ideal person and how you can help him or her. And the truth is, like, they don't need for you to be perfect. They just need you to like step up and be. They don't need for you to know all of the answers. They just need for you to be a little bit further ahead than them. And so what I want you to do is like, think about that person. What do they need so that they can have a win? And I want you to think about that versus what you feel comfortable putting out into the world. Okay. By the time you guys hear this podcast, we will be having already launched a software that we just developed called Equipped 360 to our mastermind clients. They're the first ones to get it. And then our inner circle clients are getting it. And then we'll be putting it out into the world for the rest of you. But this is our first time that we have, worked with software developers. This is a very expensive project. This has taken a long time and a lot of my team's effort. And the truth is, if I sit and think about it, like, I don't know what's going to happen when we launch and release it. I don't know. I hope that it goes really well. But what I've had to focus on is not my feelings. What I've had to focus on is, what is it that my client needs? And the software that we're putting out there is like an all-in-one place for you to text, do email, host your course or your website, make landing pages, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, book coaching calls. So it's like an all-in-one place. It's technology all in one place for a much lesser price than, going over here and getting simple texting and going over here and paying, ConvertKit and going over here and doing so it puts everything in one place. It's a lesser price. It'll be so much easier for those of my clients who have very chaotic minds. So I firmly believe like this is what my clients need. So me overthinking it, being terrified about it, like I just have to keep focusing on my ideal client, which is a lot of, it's for a lot of you that are sitting here listening to this right now. So if you will think about other people who are depending on you to get out of your own way so that they can get a breakthrough too, if you will think about them, I promise you that can be the thing that gets you out of your spiral. That can be the thing that gets you unstuck so you actually start to do something. So I hope that this was helpful for you. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, will you leave me a comment below? And for any of you who listen to this and you're like, wait, you've got a mastermind in Kansas City? I do. By the time you listen to this podcast, we're probably doing our live event. But if you would like to fill out an application for my mastermind, you can go to creatorsnextlevel.com because it's called the Next Level Mastermind. creatorsnextlevel.com. All right, friends, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Easton, I've got no outtakes. I mean, the truth is I was pretty much perfect on this podcast. Other than when I said like noodles, I think instead of tools. Did I say noodles instead of tools? It could be.